Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope you guys are all having a good morning. Watching a couple different tickers. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. We'll go and review a couple of them. My TOS, as I'm guessing many of yours, probably still isn't working when it comes down to the alerts. So I have my phone right here just because that's working pretty well. And then we can kind of go based off of that. So let's go ahead and do it. Where's it at? Here. There we go. All right, so we got ARQL. Had a nice little push up, very low volume at the moment. A nice little push up, and then had a decent size pullback. As honestly, it wasn't even necessarily a pullback. I was watching it pushed up randomly. The spread was even too far away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set a series of alerts. If it starts to reverse back up, great. If it doesn't, then we could forget about it. Facebook dropping quite a bit. Again, it had a previous support right around 173. I want to see if it catches its support at that price point. It looks like it's selling off pretty aggressively, so no indication of a reversal just yet. And with this indication, or with this reversal, if there were to be one, even if it were to come back up to where it was before, it's about 1%. I thought it would be 3%. I think that's if it comes back to its previous high, right? Yeah, so okay, we might have to wait out on that. Looks like TQQQ is still selling off. UWT, I got an alert that, yeah, there it goes, made higher highs. So we were right on this one. This one's showing signs of this reversal. Now it looks a little bit more on the overextended side. It's actively trending up intraday. So in between the middle and top view up, you could see it, the entire time during pre-market hours. So pretty attractive in that sense. Let me double check one thing. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is mainly, let's see. So we got WTW, kind of still consolidating, no signs of a confirmation of a reversal, so nothing going on there. UGAZ had a decent sized pullback, 1%. We're approaching that EMA line, so are we going to bounce or are we going to get rejected? That's definitely something that we have to wait out for. As of right now, there's no confirmation, so we could see that it's at that EMA on the 4-hour chart. So now we have to look out to see if we're going to see a nice little bounce, and if so, great. If not, then we could wait for that proper reversal. So I'm just going to set my alert here. Let me move this on over. All right, give me 1 second. Currently watching at work. What's going on, Thomas? Anything that you guys are watching that's like somewhat interesting that's actively trending up intraday? There's nothing that I'm seeing that's like worth watching at the moment. So Facebook just broke below its support. Gush is moving up. Let's check that out. Okay, so Gush is definitely moving up. How's it looking? Yeah, it had a pretty decent sized sell-off. What's it called? Yesterday, right? Or on Friday. So I could see why that recovery is happening. I don't know if I like this though. Is it trading between the middle and top VWAP? As of right now, yeah, it's pushing up, sold off, bouncing. Okay. Facebook sell off. Yeah, I saw that it broke that 173 support. Yeah, there it goes. It's going. I'm trying to check out all the ones that you guys are calling out just to get a better understanding of like the direction of where it's going. Don't like this one too much. Still looks like it's descending. I think that this one might be an interesting one to look out for on a reversal, but I don't think it's there yet. How's it performing intraday? You know, all day Friday was trading between the middle and bottom VWAP. That's not very attractive to me, right? So looks like I set my alert almost perfectly. Wow. Okay. So looks like it tried to push up, got rejected by that EMA line, and then continues to sell off. So, you know, we just got an alert that TQQQ broke below that support. So definitely something that I want to take into consideration. Let's see, CRON. I still think, wait, CRON, still descending and a strong downward pattern. I wouldn't necessarily be too invested in this one. So LABD, downward pattern looks like it's kind of almost peaking out. So I would be more focused on LABU and for that reversal. So this is kind of what I would be looking out for. It'd be interesting to see if it actually continues to sell off. Oil U. What is that today? Oh, wow. Okay. Oil U looking like it's making new highs today. So that definitely makes sense. Based on its previous pattern, I wouldn't identify this to be a buy. It pushes up and then sells off, pushes up, and you know, makes sense on why it sells off. So I'd wait a little bit more for a sell-off for a better entry. As long as you understand that pattern and the direction that it's moving at, I think that could be pretty attractive. I see someone calling out FRAC. This is very similar to Gush, right? And I'm guessing WTI is up as well. Yeah, barely, right? This one's a little bit more similar to Gush, and I would watch out for the earnings right here. Yeah, I just watch out for the earnings. So I see the MACD starting to curve back in. The RSI is not there yet, but I would set a series of alerts for this curling EMA when it completes that reversal. But as of right now, it's not there yet. Let's see. Yeah, you guys is still selling off. No sense of a reversal here. Wow. Check this out. Are we gonna head back to 170? Do you guys think we'll touch 160 again? Let's see, AMD. For those that are keep calling out AMD, way overextended. Looks like it hit its earnings. And you just have to ask yourself, like, I don't find this to be a good deal. It doesn't mean that you can't invest in it yourself if you think it's going to continue to uptrend. It just wouldn't make sense to me, right? If I'm trying to focus on getting a good deal, this is by far like the exact opposite of something that's a good deal. Yes, it's moving up, but like how much more does it have to move up? I would hope that this hype and this momentum would still, you know, be valid. And that was like last week, so I don't think that would be very relevant. We can see the MACD indicator already peaking out. The RSI has already struggled to reverse. So yeah. Car is reversing. Yeah, it's a downward pattern though, so it does this and then it continues to sell off. So it's done this multiple times and then it peaks out. So that's the thing that I don't find too attractive about it. RSI is showing it's a little bit more on the overextended side. Yeah, I just got that alert about Netflix. I think it just broke its support, right? Yeah, there it goes. It's still showing signs of this like downward pattern. Broke its support that it had at 340 if I'm not mistaken. So not the best week for Netflix. EGAN just broke below its support. Yeah, it looks like there's quite a bit of sell-offs today. It's definitely not something that I find too attractive. So, more money for another day. Yep, couldn't say it better myself. One second. What the heck? All right. I don't know if you guys could see this, but ARQL is selling off at the moment. So ARQL, yeah. Let's see. Okay. Oh. Are we gonna get a reversal here? Facebook back at, are we gonna get some consolidation? So let's see. There we go. No, it's still selling off. Oh, there it goes. There's a bounce on the RQL. Set alert. I think it might still get rejected. The MACD looks a little bit better, but yeah. Facebook where we're at, let's see. Yeah, Facebook looks decent. So if I do 100 shares, that's pretty steep. I don't want to do 100 shares. I'm going to do 60. Yeah. All right. So you see the MACD indicator starting to curve back up. One thing that I looked for was as it was selling off. One thing that we can do is you can do like a 10-day analysis and see like the low points and the high points that it hit. 170 was a previous support. Obviously 180. It doesn't mean that it's going to fully reverse back up. I just thought it was a good deal within that range. It could 100% get rejected by this EMA line, so let's make sure that we note that. So my average purchase price on this one is 170.64. So I'm right around the break even, or I'm down now. So it's pulling back a little bit. Yeah, and then we got ARQL starting to reverse back up. Wow, it's nice. Okay, so I'm gonna set 2 alerts here. And we could watch it. Yeah, that sell-off is going for Facebook. There we go. ARQL. Yeah, ARQL, just like we expected, got rejected by the 15 EMA. Let's check it out. Yeah, I just wanted to see because it's a $5 stock, the margin here, this one would be worth it, at least for me in my eyes, if it were able to complete. I don't even know if it, like when it was filling at the highs of like 532, I don't even think that quarter's actually filled there. I was gonna say like I saw at the bid like 524, so about 3% margin seemed a little bit more realistic for me. So are we going to continue to get rejected? Right now it's showing signs of a downtrend, probably not something that we want to see. Um, and then on Facebook is one that I would feel a little bit more comfortable. That's why I went in with about $10,000. So Kenny Wilson's like, his Wall Street asleep today? When a lot of these stocks are super low. We got a nice little bounce right now on FB. Yeah, there's not much movement. I don't see anything really too interesting. A lot of sell-offs, so a lot of potential reversals. I think that's pretty attractive. Um, also, the ones that have gapped up, as in like UWT, and I think Gush is the other one. You know, it's here we go. ARQL trying to reverse back up again. All right. FB just broke its support, so or the alert, it just broke below that alert, so it got rejected. So it's still showing signs of a downward pattern. Yeah, it looks like it got rejected. Still selling off and making lower lows now. So the MAC indicator bar just showed signs of reversal. That's why you never want to solely rely just on one indicator. So you just got lower lows on that MACD. Will it hold? It's something that we have to see. I'm not too sure why your message is getting rejected, so I don't know if it's the same one. So what do you think about the push on HTZ today? Let's check it out. Wow. I did not even know that it was pushing up. I think it's showing signs of a very consistent descending pattern ever since it broke below that $18 support. I think it's very close to earnings. So right now it's kind of more on the overextended side. Do I think that it could push all the way back up to that resistance, the SMA? I don't think so within the next couple of days, just because of it approaching this, general area of its earnings. So yeah, I could see that it's up over 6%. I just see that it's very overextended. So for those that were able to get in, great. I don't know if do you know if there's certain news that came out for this? There's new news. Okay. News CIO. All right. So right here, so RTRX consolidating for reversal. So Matthew, I would say that it is consolidating around this SMA line. But one thing that I always look for reversals is, first of all, the MACD is not even indicating smaller bars. The RSI is not even starting to poke up, and the RSI is much more active. But also looking at the bars and seeing that, it's not making higher highs. It's not doing that at all, right? Like, it's still showing signs of a descending pattern. Every time that it pushes up, each candle is lower than the one before. And that's not attractive. That's not signs of an uptrend pattern. If you see when it moves up, do you see how every candle is higher? It's almost like a staircase, right? That's what we call it, an upward staircase pattern. There's none of that happening right now. So as of right now on the 1-day, 1-minute chart, it's kind of just consolidating. So making the statement of, this thing's starting to reverse back up, I wouldn't say is too valid. So I'd focus on this. I would set my alert like around this general area to see if we start seeing a reversal, and then kind of wait off on that. So that's kind of what I would look out for. It looks like this one, ARQL, did a very good job selling off today and approaching that SMA line. Watch out for the earnings. Just wanted to make sure that we are all aware of that the earnings is pretty soon. So definitely something that we want to take into consideration. Congrats to all those that were in ESV, properly, sold off, consolidated, bounced right above the EMA, started making higher highs, right? So that's something that we find attractive. When it pulls back, it bounces on the EMA line and goes higher than it did before. That's definitely still very attractive. Now it's pushing up intraday, so I can see how it's trading between the middle and top VWAP. I don't find it to be a good deal, but because now we know the direction and the way that it's moving, when it pulls back and it's around that EMA line, then I would feel that much more confident in taking the trade to then later potentially sell for a profit. So I would move this one to my active uptrend watch list, because it's definitely showing signs of an uptrend. So I could see, a lot of value in that. So is there anything that is actively trending up? So you guys there's a lot of call outs that you guys are doing, but they're either not a good deal, they pushed up already too much, and you guys could all see that. Is there anything that is starting to show signs of an actual reversal today that offers a 3 to 5% margin and that's worth trading? So ARQL just broke below that middle VWAP. Let's see how this goes. Fully reversed the MACD. Do you guys see this? Fully reversed MACD. MACD is starting to show signs of a reversal. Broke above the EMA and that middle VWAP, so it's pushing up right now. So let's see if it holds. Will it pull back? Let's look at previous patterns on when it was actively trending up. Let's see if we could do that. Well, yeah, like over here, but let's check this out. So wow, that was really high. That entry was not good. Let's see. So if you guys could see, I went in with 1,500 shares, 1,500 shares for a $5 stock. I'd say that's like 7,500. So that's like 1/4 of what the normal position is, right? Why is it that I'm going in so low with a position? Is because it's a $5 stock. I find it to be much more risky. So definitely something that I want to take into consideration, right? So there we go. We just started making higher highs. Let's see. Yep, there you go. So starting to show signs of an uptrend. All right, let's see. Waiting for a little bit of pullback. Austin, you crack me up. All right. Let's see if we can wait for an overall reversal or a pullback at least. So this is ARQL. Let's check it out. There we go, pulled back. Let's see. Again, Ricky with that horrible entry. That was hilarious. Okay. All right. Let's see. My average price right now is 5.1362. Ah, dang it. Thank you. Are we going to be able to break 116? Or and the daily snooze goes. Let's see. Thank you. We're seeing kind of almost a peak on the MACD. So I thought the estimate was going to be way up here. I didn't necessarily see 516 to 515 to be no support at all. Oh, I could see it now. Do you guys see this? Wow. I can't believe I wasn't paying attention. Okay. So that's a good enough reason to potentially sell. So I don't want to write it down, especially not with such a low cap stock. And delayed to pull the trigger. Wow. Yeah, there it goes. So rejected, there goes the MACD, there goes the RSI. So this call out from RTRX, I don't see how this is like looking for a reversal. Like there is no indication on the 4-hour chart of a reversal. So Mark Morris, if you want to explain to me, like we've talked about this one before, still descending. Yes, it's consolidating, but it has not started to make higher highs. So because of that, I could see the MACD there, but it's still going to take like 1 or 2 days, right? So I just want to make sure that like I want to understand like what is it that you are seeing value in as of right now for a reversal. Do you still have a position on FB? Yeah, of course. The position that I just took like 10 minutes ago, right? Watch out for this resistance. Let's see if we can get a break above, or we might get rejected by that EMA. But I think Facebook should be just fine. Here we go. Okay, we just made higher highs. I thought we did, right? We hit 517. I saw 517 on the ask. Yeah, I've got 60 shares on Facebook. So nothing crazy. FB just broke above that EMA. Okay. So that's more attractive. It consolidated for a while. So we built a support right around 169. There we go. There we go. Nice. Broken. What the heck? These pullbacks. Am I watching Twitter? No, I don't have Twitter here or anywhere. Gosh, testing the top VWAP. Nice. Let's check it out. Guys, I'm all for like all these questions that are being asked. I just want there to be a reason. Like, and I mean this like with all respect. Like when you guys are asking like, am I watching something when it's not in my watch list or I'm not actively watching it? Then like, how does that make sense? You know, like, if you want to call it out, then that's one thing. So it's showing signs of a reversal, and you know that makes sense. Or also like when someone was calling out the RTRX, it wasn't just one person; it was two. Say that it's reversing. It's not reversing. It's consolidating. There's a difference, right? And this is something that we've covered in the course multiple times. And I hope that, you know, I'm not like being mean or anything like that, but like this would definitely make sense of like, okay, hey, watch out for Twitter. It's showing signs of a potential, you know, reversal. It's above the EMA, approaching middle VWAP, and you know, has a margin to cover. That makes sense, right? Like that makes sense on why this would be attractive. But yeah, so like I think I've been seeing someone been giving me updates on UGAS the entire morning. Like I'm all for that. Like if you see value in UGAS and you want to update the group, 100%. Yeah, Hunter, or Austin, I was just gonna say that Twitter and Facebook are showing very similar patterns on reversals. I like Facebook obviously much more. Some people might like Twitter, right? So Twitter is definitely a lower, valued stock. So um, there's that. But I still think that they both offer pretty decent opportunity, especially with where they open. I'd say the SMA, so it offers a 2.7% margin. That's pretty solid. So exit at 516.7. Okay. I just don't like the MACD. All right, on to the next. Looks like Facebook is, am I up or down on this? Down $24. So let's see if we can get a bounce. If we get a bounce here, that would be pretty solid. I'm all for adding Twitter as an active watch stock. I just there's certain questions that are like, there's certain questions that like when they're being asked, I just don't get the point of them when they're being asked, because like they just make no sense. So like there's like a 0.5% of margin in between the EMA and the middle VWAP. So how I'm trying to justify this is like, we always say wait for that middle VWAP. A lot of people sometimes, or I would sometimes also be very impatient. I would take a position now just to try to get in at the lowest point possible and try to hope that it actually reverses and breaks above the middle VWAP and never does, and then continues to sell off. And then I just bought at the very top, right? And then it could sell off, and continue to sell off. So although I do see reversal potential, it's not indicating that just now. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so for those that are watching on their phones, to talk a little bit more about the ticker. So this is ticker symbol FB. So you guys just broke above, right? There we go. You guys just broke an approach. So thank you again. Who was it? Right here. Broke above that middle VWAP. Should have paid more attention. But great call out. Watch out for the SMA as a resistance, right? And it looks like we got a pretty solid bounce. Do you guys see this? It's pushed up, sold off, and bounced and touched the EMA line, and it's now pushing right back up. So, and it's moving if I'm not mistaken. Wow. That's solid. So congrats to all those invested in that. My alerts are complete like BS right now. I'm sorry for if that's like foul language, but it's really frustrating. That's why I have my phone here and it still doesn't make a noise. Well, I don't want it to make a noise because it would be very obnoxious for like me going live, and it's just ridiculous. Like I have my watch list, but I still don't know every ticker and their prices by heart, right? And I was trying to like get accustomed to it, so I do, but I'm not a computer, so it's just annoying, and I can't. It's difficult for me to. I'm making excuses, honestly. It's just been a cruddy day. Yeah, I had a really good day last week, and I just keep trying to focus on that, on how that happened. Like, forget about the day and the profits that day brought, but like what I did that day and how it was just so fluid. Like that was like I made in that day what my goal is per week, right? And just to talk about quality, right? Like that puts it really into perspective of like how much I need to focus more on quality rather than trying to force a trade every day. So That ARQL position, it doesn't make sense. I mean, there's some margin. It looks like it's trying to consolidate and it could push up and stuff like that, but it just doesn't make sense. Appreciate that, Howard. Thank you. Yeah, there we go. ARQL just broke below that. There you go. Just broke below. Everything's struggling. Everything that I'm watching is struggling. So everything is struggling. ESV is overbought. Excuse me. Here we go. Are we going to be able to catch this reversal? I don't think the margin is worth it. It's not even 1% for me anymore because you guys is pretty much, it's completed or fulfilled this entire margin. So right here is where, and that's like 2%. That's not bad. Let's check out Gush and where it's at. Yeah, Gush just consolidating, almost a horizontal pattern. Do you guys see that? Resistance at 40, support right around, what is that, 39.25? It's about 1.61% from lows to highs. And I don't really like trading off of the bottom and top VWAP. It's ridiculous how similar these patterns are right now. Do you guys see this? So I'm under flexible grid. Almost reversing at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, so IQ, if you guys have anything that you guys are watching that's actively moving up, let me know. Okay, so IQ is one. Let's check this out. So 2% margin, that's from middle view up to top, downward pattern, and earnings tomorrow. Not something I want to play. Risk is too high. So I appreciate the call out, but I don't know. SMA line continues to act as a resistance. Sometimes it doesn't even touch that, so I'd be guessing on this margin, and the overall risk of this thing being a descending pattern is too high for me, so I would stay away. Rog Rabbit said it best. No, IQ is looking dirty right now, so I'm gonna have to pass. Oh, but I explained why I just passed. So yes, I like this overall reversal pattern as a potential day trade, but due to me understanding the direction of the way that it's moving with earnings tomorrow as a descending pattern and it getting rejected, it's not very, attractive, nor what's it called? The opportunity just isn't very attractive to me. ESV is pushing up. Yep. So I mean, for those that keep talking about ESV, it did push up, but it's again already so overextended. There's no more margin. Like if it really starts to gap up, then great. But until then, like it already gapped up, right? So it only has more margin to lose. So that's why I'm not even considering it right now. We'll go down the list. we have to have a good call out, guys. Like you guys know what it is to look for. So like even with this, there's no full-on reversal. This EMA line is not pointing up. It's still consolidating. Again, 3 stages in a reversal: rejection, consolidation, and then confirmation of an uptrend. It's not making higher highs, and that's very clear. The MACD indicators is potentially there, but also watch out for the earnings. And it has that margin to cover. That's great, but no confirmation of a full-on reversal. And with this pattern's all over the place. I don't like how low the volume is either. That's just my preference, but yeah. So some people are bummed about AMD. I don't know why. This isn't something that I think I'd be too bummed about. It's not something that I would have seen happen for AMD. It looks like on Friday this is like the same highs, so I mean that's nice, but I don't think that this was like very expected. So if you didn't expect it nor prepare for it and it happened, you know, don't beat yourself over it. It's not something. There's a bunch of stocks that cleared 50% gain today. There's also a bunch of stocks that lost 50% today. So ABT. Okay, I see why you're calling it out. I don't find it to be a good deal though. Again, I find it to be very overextended. I see that it has margin for more of sell-off than it does for profit, and because of that, like I would personally stay away. But I can see like it's consolidating around this area and why that's attractive. But the margin is like 1 to 2%. When if it breaks below the EMA line, it offers a much higher form of risk. So I'm going to set my alert. I mean, I like the pattern and the overall direction, the way that it's moving. So I think that's a great call out, but I'm just going to add this to my general watch list. Oh, you guys pushed up. Oh, yep, there it goes. Leave another 0.5%. And guys, I'm sorry. Let you guys down today. It's no good position that I see value in. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, yeah, so it definitely did sell off 180 day analysis. It's Monday, bro. Yeah, I know. So why did the kick start the week off on a green note, Yeah, but it doesn't matter what I hope. Nope, no patterns, no indication, no direction. Let's not force it. Facebook bleeding. Perfect. Okay, so as its earnings, yeah, I think that this thing can continue to sell off right before its earnings. So what did it? Yeah, I would still wait myself. It's trading between the middle and bottom VWAP. We've traded shop multiple times before, so I'd like to follow up with this. It's in a good deal range. I would just be scared for this thing to sell off even more. There's just been so much unexpected sell-offs and dramatic sell-offs that are like very low, that I want to stay away from losing that much money. LPX, we already talked about LPX. It's not reversing yet. It's not showing, yeah, it's not reversing yet. I mean, it has this margin, but it's not reversing yet. Let's check this out. Very low volume. Looks like it went through a huge manipulation. You could see, so I could see that news, but you could also see that the volume is dying out. And once the volume dies out and the pattern is following, it's trying to be held above this like 15 EMA, right? I could see this thing 100% pull back and watch. I'll set my alert, but I can almost guarantee you that it will sell back off again, just due to that huge rush of volume. it just looks like manipulation. I don't know if it's fake news or what, but it definitely would make sense on why it would sell off. So yeah. AWX, let's talk about that one. AWX. Oh, let's talk about a pump and dump. Okay. No volume. All of a sudden, volume starts to appear, and then the price starts to increase. Yeah, definitely not something that I want to be a part of. Yeah. Just imagine like the people that like bought up here during pre-market hours and sold off. Oh, it's disgusting. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Guys hitting that top VWAP, $40 resistance. All right, guys, I think I'm done. There we go. We did good. You guys did good. I did bad. So you guys did good with these call outs. You guys reminded me about you guys and keeping me up to date with this overall reversal. Amazing job with that. You know, that was almost a 2% margin. You guys reminded me about Gush and this consistent pattern that it's been offering. You know, that's about a 1.5% margin. I had the dingleberry audacity to try to complete and fulfill this margin. Wow, that was actually more than I expected. It was about 2% almost. Okay, well maybe I'm not such a dingleberry, but my entries and my exit was okay. My entries sucked. WTW showing signs of a potential reversal. Might be something to look out for. If I'm not mistaken, its earnings is soon, and it's very close. So mainly focus on a day trade is what I would say, what I would do, right? But no, I'm still holding Facebook. I know it's still selling off, but my share size isn't too big, and this is one that I probably want to go long in anyways. So, but yeah, we'll talk more about Facebook later on. ESV, great call out, guys. Again, with something that was pushing up, I just found it to be overextended and not a good deal for me, as I wasn't one that was able to get in early. So WTW, there we go. Bounce back above, off of the EMA. Looking at making highs. So okay, MCK looks like it's actively trading up intraday. Looks like it's hitting that top VWAP, so it's a little bit overextended on that day. Strong downward pattern. I would stay away. I would stay away from because of that itself. So yeah. Wow. That's a green candle. Austin, you kill me with these terms, man. Oh, I don't know, man. Later, brother. H&R block showing signs of an uptrend pattern, getting rejected by the SMA, consolidating. You got one of two things: it'll break above that or get rejected. So, yeah. Yeah, Luke. Jessica, when it comes down to ticker symbol CAR, just understand the overall direction, the way that it's moving. It's a descending pattern, so as it pushes up, I would focus more on locking in profits, especially as we're approaching its earnings. If this thing continues to sell off, again, it's in between the middle and bottom VWAP, I would personally stay away. It's consolidating right now. If it starts to make lower lows, I would be iffy about that. It's not showing signs of an uptrend. It's not showing signs of a downtrend just yet. So let's make sure that we understand that and that we have a proper indication of where it's heading. If you don't, then it probably isn't the best investment as of right now. But all right, one more minute and then we're good. yeah, ticker symbol Z, approaching that SMA as a resistance. So good job recovering, right? 180-day analysis. Yeah, no reversal just yet. So it's still struggling to overall just reverse. Of course, Jessica. Check this out. Where's this at? Okay, so it's still peeking out. Let's see if it breaks back below this. Where's JNEG or JDST at? Okay, so JNEG is consolidating. What's this margin? Not even 1%. Yeah, no, Brian, I I saw that. I was like, why did you include June there? But no worries. Um, I think you don't like the way I spend money, right? Uh, but what I wanted to say is I don't scan for stocks anymore, like at all. I dedicate a majority of my Monday especially, Monday and Tuesday, kind of like the beginning days of the week, to go and review the series of stocks that everyone shares with me, break them down and make a list, and then break those all down and cherry pick the ones that I find the most attractive, and then that's how I come up with the stocks that I'm going to be watching this week. So I do exactly what it is that you guys all have access to, and it's I go to that group alerts section and I just start breaking down every single stock. I don't care who calls it out. I don't care if they think it's a good buy. Um, I I just use that for exposure purposes and I break it down. If I see value in it, great. If I don't, then I move on to the next one. So that's pretty much it. But yeah, I think that's it. So can you guys believe it's been 1 hour? Yeah, it's been 57 minutes. Wow. Today went by pretty quick. Again, just a friendly reminder, this thing's still selling off. No signs of a reversal. WTW, selling off. Potential reversal here and earnings coming up soon. ARQL, earnings coming up soon. Very close to that SMA line. Ticker symbol UGAS. Well, definitely pushing up. So making higher highs based on pre-market highs, right? We could see that hit highs of 580, 58.45, and then on the 180-day analysis, definitely showing signs of an uptrend. So that's something that we can find pretty attractive. Ticker symbol Gush consolidating. It was showing signs of a horizontal pattern. It just broke that and started making higher highs. UWT trending down now, so it broke that, and I would wait a little bit more for a sell-off. So it makes sense. This one has more of an upward staircase pattern with pretty solid pullbacks. So I'm going to set an alert for that. ESV definitely pushing up. I set my alert for a pullback. I find it to be a little bit more on the overbought side. TQQQ, the inverse I think is SQQQ, something like that. SQQQ, whatever it's called, is a very strong descending pattern. So I'm just waiting for the reversal on this. Facebook's still selling off. So definitely something that isn't too attractive about it as of right now. And then Twitter, same with that sell-off. So yeah, and as you guys could imagine, like if Gush is pushing up, this nicely, then the ones that follow are like Frac, right? If I'm not mistaken, Frac are usually one. Yeah, so this one should follow a little bit, and then WTI should follow just a little bit as well. So that's really just it. So NPH, okay. So it's still getting rejected, but I'll set an alert up here for a potential reversal. So it's showing a very similar pattern to this, what it did last time. And I would just watch out for the earnings. It's still too close to that, so I wouldn't want to hold. But that's it for today, guys. Man, I'm sorry. that today sucked. I took that trade honestly, just to like make you guys happy that I bought and sold something in this live stream because everything was looking like dingleberries. Wow, UES is definitely pushing up. That would have been a nice one. Come on, Rick, why didn't you? Wow, 2 point. So since it was called out, it was right here when it was consolidated. It's about 1.69%. But yeah, I mean, that's really just it. So doesn't mean the day is over. I have my alerts set. So if something ends up hitting, my alerts and then actually end up getting alerted, then I'd be more than happy to take a position if I see value in it. So, but yeah, that's really just it. If you guys have any questions about today and how today played out, feel free to let me know. Feel free to direct message me. But holy moly, did you guys see that? Look at this. It actually just ended up hitting its highs. It made new highs for the day, 58.50. Son of a dingleberry. Dang it. Oh. That's great. FOMO, Rick. No FOMO. FOMO doesn't exist. Just kidding. Yeah, hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you guys again so much for your time. Just give me by the end of today to have my top stocks for the week. And again, let's focus on that quality. So not about the amount of positions that we take, but the quality of positions. So let's make sure that we focus on that. So thank you guys again for your time. Hope you guys all have an amazing and productive day. And if you have any questions, feel free to direct message me. I'm probably going to get some chocolate milk right now and maybe take a nap because I'm running. I think I slept at, what time was I on Discord last night? Like one, it was like, no, it was 2:14. So yeah, I need more sleep. I think I got like 3 hours and a half of sleep. So we'll follow up. Thank you guys again for your time. Take it easy, team.